What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to the Shelter Show, episode 5. Can you guys give me a mic check? Make sure you guys can hear me.
What's up, guys?
Oh, shoot.
How's it going? Welcome to the Shelter Show, episode 5.
All right.
Can you guys give me a...
Oh, man, I was playing a dope song. I guess you guys couldn't hear it. Dang. Oh, man. Adam, could you hear it?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear anything.
Oh, man. All right. Screw it. Man, I had another intro song, and I was like so excited to play it, but never mind. All right. Welcome to the Shelter Show. Thank you guys for signing in. And
Next week.
Next week. Well, yeah, well, one day we'll figure out this whole thing. So again, Shelter Show episode 5. Thank you guys for joining on time. We always have like a still image to hold in place while everyone kind of logs in and fills the room. So again, the Shelter Show, never imitated, therefore never duplicated. The best fishing basement show there is. How's it going, Adam? How you doing? I see you've been busy lately.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I mean, just hanging out, living the COVID life. Just nothing.
Are you fishing a lot? Because man, like I see like people saying like you should be fishing. I see people saying you shouldn't be fishing. It's kind of like a weird time to be a fishing YouTuber.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a weird time for sure. And I'm not gonna lie, I have been fishing, but I will say that fishing it's kind of evolved. I mean, what you normally would be doing at this time, maybe you couldn't be, or maybe you can. It just depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of just not just fishing; it's changing everyone's lives just in general.
For sure, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I've been fishing a couple times ever since the shelter in place came through. Just coincidentally, I haven't been catching anything really worth putting on film, and so I don't know. Even if I did, I think I'd be like half-hearted to edit anything and put it up because, I mean, between the two of us, even though we share, a user base, we have over 50,000 subscribers, and so that's 50,000 people that are influenced by something they watch. And I don't know if they saw us fishing. A lot, it can starts the conversation like, should you be or shouldn't you be? I'm on the side where as long as it's legal, it's your call, right? I'm not like a libertarian or anything like that, but I don't want to tell people what they can and can't do. And like fishing is just like that sport that it like you're so alone, and that's why you kind of do it, to be alone. You're not 6 feet from people. You're literally like 6 miles from people, sometimes 60 miles, depending on where you're at. So I mean, it'd be one thing if like you had a basketball channel and you're encouraging people to get out there in the courts, and I don't know, you're filming like dunks and stuff with like 100 people around you. But
Yeah,
fishing's like, yeah, fishing's so unique in that it's for the most part, solo activity. And if you're legally on a beach and you're publishing a legal activity, I'd be hard pressed to criticize anybody doing it. So I don't know, that's how I see it. But again, people do consume our content. They might put themselves in a position where they're exposing themselves unnecessarily. So again, your call. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I think Adam, probably feels the same way. So interesting time for sure. So yeah. So thanks again for everybody for joining the show. We were actually supposed to have this show on June's channel, but obviously June's not here. June is not going to be here today. And a lot of people ask me like, where'd he go? If anybody watching is on Facebook, there's a good chance that you're in the More Than Fishing Facebook group, and it's like 3,000, maybe 3,500 people strong. And man, even as an admin, I'm an admin on that group. That means I have the power to like delete people, block people. But even as an admin, I was surprised when I found out that group was archived. So that means that entire group that you probably, if you're on Facebook and you look at it regularly, if you check in right now, if you go on your phone, that group is not accessible. You can look at past posts, and I think you can engage with past ones, but you can't post new content. New content isn't coming in. And it was a personal decision on his choice. And, honestly, like, I don't know 100% the exact reason why it was suspended, but I suspect that he felt an obligation to minimize the exposure of people going out and wanting to share their content with a group. And so, being on a Facebook group like that definitely does that. And I don't want to say encourages it, but it doesn't discourage people. So I'm thinking that he felt like a more obligation to kind of nix that opportunity for people to go out and fish and post content. So I know it will be coming back maybe when things normalize, but for now, even at that level, not just posting content on YouTube, I'm speaking for him, but he made a decision to cut that group off. So it's interesting, and for anyone watching, to manage a social group that big, it's so much work. You think like posting stuff on YouTube is a lot of work? It's so much work. As an admin, I see like the trash that like comes through, and we help kind of clean it up, and it's a pretty lax environment. But it's a ton of work. It's why I don't do it. It's why I kind of just coattail on his effort and try to help out there. But again, speaking from somebody that sees the behind the scenes stuff, I'm thinking that he made the call to kind of slow the opportunity to see people go out and fish. Plus, there's so much confusion in like the information, what's legal, what isn't. Like in San Diego, for example, like all the beaches are closed, all the ramps are closed, people can't even launch their boats. But up here, I mean, yeah, the shoreline is inaccessible. There are some boat ramps that are legally launchable. If you have a kayak, you can pretty much launch where you want. I've seen your videos recently where DFW has swung by and they just check in on your license, but they don't give you a ticket for being on the water. So yeah, we're in this weird time. I saw your video when you got rolled up on. Were you nervous about that?
I wasn't well, I guess maybe I was a little bit. I was just kind of interested. I didn't think that they were going to say anything because there's other boats out there, and I mean, I try to keep up to date as much as I can with the regulations and everything. So as far as I can see that the fishing is still legal. So yeah, I was actually kind of happy to see them out there because I asked them a few questions myself to kind of try and get their take on it and some clarification.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually twice I got rolled up on the same day. That's never happened to me, but like I think I said in the video, there's a lot of there's not a lot of boats out there. So
Yeah.
as kayakers are kind of being focused on, I guess now because they have no to check.
Yeah, as somebody, I'm not gonna call myself a kayaker, but as somebody with a kayak that's had success on the kayak, I have to say that was a great time to be a kayaker. If you can find a legal way to get out on the water, and if you don't get ticketed for heading out that way and getting on the water and getting caught, geez, man, the ocean is like right there and full. There's like zero pressure on the water. Like boats aren't out there for the most part. It's all the commercial guys can't go out, the private charters can't go out. It's prime time. It's great. I haven't been out there for
Actually,
anyone asking.
I have seen a few like commercial guys, so I'm not 100%. Those are still like they're still allowed to go. They're all the ones that I've seen at least are all just individual guys on their boats by themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean there's a few, but like you said, for the most part, if you're a kayaker, it's the ocean is yours.
And yeah, like me personally, like man, when I was put in this position to be forced to work from home, so thankfully, I know a lot of people aren't employed right now, but thankfully I am. And my job, the office shut down like actually like 2 weeks before the governor in the Bay Area shut down, and so I was put in a position to be working from home. So I was working from home for about a week, and then they started closing the schools, and they started, they said it was going to be like a 2-week run at first. And as soon as they started closing the schools, and as soon as I saw there were like flight restrictions, you could just feel like this kind of impending, like systematic stall of life as we know it. So I actually spoke about this, I think in episode 1, maybe 2, that even though at the time we only had like this projected 2-week shutdown, you just knew it was going to be at least 2 months, maybe 3 months, something like that. And I'll be honest, I thought that I would have a lot more time to fish. When you work from home, you don't have to like slide into the offices early. You don't have to like take a shower anymore in the morning. You can just like have a Zoom session like this. Like, I don't even know if you could tell that I haven't even showered today. It's great. And I really thought I'd have time to fish. It's the opposite. It sucks. Like with my 2 kids at home, working from home, my wife, her hours, have slowed down at where she works. And so she's putting more time in the kids. We're both kind of helping lead the education front and the distance learning. And man, by the time the weekend comes around, I'm like so tired that even if I did get a chance to go out, I feel like it wouldn't be fair to my wife who's playing wife, mom, teacher, while I'm like working. And so yeah, I really found that this whole shelter in place, even though on paper it looks great for fishing for most people, for me it's actually been the opposite effect. And yeah, like when I get out, it's not a matter of, oh, let's take advantage of the opportunity. It's like I need to get out of the house before like I go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I see the comments. Yeah. What's up, Sabiki King? Yeah, people are getting fined. It's interesting. So like Santa Cruz is the area that Die Hard's from, right? And so like it's crazy. Like just 2 weeks ago, you couldn't be out there. You could get fined technically, even if you parked your car to take pictures of the beach for being non-local. And then all of a sudden, the beaches are going to be open again. So yeah, I don't know. Do you have any like input or update on what's going on over there?
Yeah, I mean, so like I said, the beaches just reopened. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. I think it was for a week. Santa Cruz County had shut down like completely. Before this, they had shut down like the parking lots and a lot of the other access points. But for the last week or the week before yesterday, they had actually shut down the beaches. So like no walking on the beach, no surfing, no paddleboarding, no launching kayaks, no surf fishing. And I suspect I don't have any in details to back it up, but I suspect that they did that because of the Easter weekend. So they wanted to try to limit the amount of people traveling to the beach. I would assume for the Easter weekend to try
Yeah.
to balance.
Yeah. Yeah. So, again, it is enforced county by county. There really is no general mandate about what you can do and what you can't do. I see Trent K in the comments. What's up, man? He says, any update on fishing closure in California? So it really varies area by area. So the call, if like a couple of weeks ago, this is how stressed I am for producing content. The DFW had like a horrifically terrible, like awesomely terrible call, and they messed up the first week, and then they regrouped and had a much better professional performance of the second week. And so a lot of people took that as, hey, I think this meeting is going to decide whether or not we can fish in California. When reality, they were focused on tribal lands, and specifically um, middle and eastern rural counties that were worried about the fishing pressure that was going to come their way once the trout opener hit the schedule. Because if you think about it, you have all these people that can't fish the surf, a lot of people having difficulty fishing their usual near urban area lakes because a lot of parks are being closed. So a lot of those places don't have the facilities for that much pressure. And if people up there were exposed, they don't have the hospital capacities to deal with that kind of exposure. And so that meeting focused on extending the trout opener in specific like rural areas. So that's like the like the overlying gist of it. I know people are like, no, it's more than that. They're assigning power to different people that can then affect fishing closures later. Bottom line, in your area, most likely, a lot of guys here are surf fishermen and fish like open water. Your fishing rules haven't changed as a result of that meeting, and so it's interesting. Yeah. So I see Jacob Bryan saying the Eastern Sierra trout opener. Yeah, it really only affects like a very specific area that just didn't want the urban pressure in their rural environment. So yeah. So long story short, if you're in the Bay Area, the places that you could fish last week, if they're still open, then they're fishable. But just be mindful. It's at an officer's discretion if they're enforcing it to give you a ticket. That ticket, it's so crazy. Like I've heard a range from like $45 to $1,000, and so I don't know. I guess it depends on how the cop's feeling or the level of violation, or it's weird. So tread lightly if you do decide to fish, or maybe don't fish at all. It's up to you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of like people have been asking me about it in the last whatever 3 or 4 weeks since we started, and I've just kind of said the same thing to everyone. Like it varies from county to county, the regulations, or state to state, depending on where you are, and yeah, just it's a case by case scenario. Every case is different. So like Ish was saying, like for him, it's fishing's like not really an option for him right now. And I've been lucky enough to do a little bit of fishing the past few weeks, so I've been doing that. But really, it's just you know, you have to take it at your however your whatever situation you're in. So yeah,
Yeah.
just I guess think about it on a bigger scale.
Yeah. 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 I mean, if anything, the biggest issue I think right now is the fact that Adam hasn't figured out his background and is probably sitting on a toilet 5 episodes in a row. So, I mean, you think that, the Bay Area fishing group and California fishermen have problems. Look at this poor guy, wherever he is on my screen. I mean, really, look at my background. Look at Adam's background, right? And then look at my sub count, and then look at his sub count. It's just not fair. The level of effort is just, I mean, it's
One of these days, I'm going to surprise you one of these days.
yeah. That'll be the biggest surprise of the century. Jason Jones says, hello from Fresno. I'm embarrassed to live here, but at least I have the coast, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and the mountains with snow, all in less than 3 hours. Fresno, aka the dirty no. But I used to live in the East Bay. I actually used to own a home in Hayward, and that's known as the heart of the Bay. It's an okay area. It's pretty blue collar. I bought it as an investment opportunity, but I feel you, man. It is like close to everything. I'm back on the peninsula, but yeah, I find like that extra half hour or an hour when I'm coming back from the snow to get home. Yeah, I remember like being able to just slide right into quiet Hayward. It was fun. And then yeah, it really when I lived in Hayward, I don't think I had a channel then. But I was fishing like trout more often, kind of like not as often as I fish now, of course, but it was a cool spot. I was a lot closer to Del Val and Quarry and all those little lakes that they stock. So
Makes like a day trip to the snow that much easier.
yeah.
Like that extra, it's like it's only 30 minutes. Doesn't seem like a lot, but I feel like it makes a big difference. It's like the make or break 30 minutes. Good in a day.
Yeah, it can make a difference, especially when you're like super tired. Are you a snowboarder?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I grew up skiing and then I transitioned to snowboarding in college and I really haven't looked back. I just got my son into snowboarding. Dude, the first day my son got on a board, he was following me on blacks by the end of the day. And so like super stoked, man. We gotta hook up one day on the snow. That'd be awesome.
Be the next Shaun White.
Dude, he will be the Shaun White was the flying tomato. Joaquin will be the flying kiwi or something. Little fuzzy brown guy flying down the slopes. Hey, let's say what's up to some subs. Everybody checking in. We have 73 people watching. We're still 27 shy of that 100 mark. Anytime we've had this show on my channel, we've never broken the 100 mark. So tell your friends, tell your wife, tell your kids, tell your husbands that they're missing out, and let's get us over the 100. Sabiki King, I'm in the East Bay also. Todd Deal says, what's up? Aloha Milton says, hey man, nothing wrong with Fresno, be proud. The dirty no, right? Do you guys call it the dirty no? I've always known it as the dirty no. Patrick, what's up, Patrick? Hey, Patrick Shavira, he's the person that just commented last year. He was the winner of the Put 'em in the Bag second tourney, right? And so you should know, guys, good segue. Thank you, Patrick, for saying what's up. If you want to be like Patrick, if you want the opportunity to join us, and by us, I mean some pretty marquee YouTubers on a boat out there in deep water, targeting like ancient rockfish and ancient lings, ask Patrick. Just say, hey, what's up, Patrick? What was it like fishing with us?
Patrick's like profile picture. That's from
yeah.
him.
Yeah. Patrick's profile picture, he caught that ling and he won the tournament and he won a bunch of stuff. So why do I bring that up? So if you guys didn't watch my video that I just posted, number one, shame on you. And number two, check it out. It's for a good cause. Long story short, I won't bore you with it, but I have 3 cousins that all go to send their kids to daycare in Sunnyvale. 50 to 60 employees. The facility shut down, obviously, because it had to close. They couldn't sustain paying that many people and basically put them on the unemployment line. So my cousins got together and they put together a fundraiser to raise basically enough money to give those faculty and staff one additional paycheck. And so I posted a video saying, hey, if you guys want to help out, donate, and I'll enter you into a fundraiser and / giveaway. And so as part of that giveaway, I have a ton of prizes to give away. I have a brand new Spheros reel. That's like a $170 reel. I have a ton of reels to give away, lures, and the grand prize is just like what Patrick won, a spot, the only sub spot that we're reserving on one of 2 boats this year that we're taking out to the grounds with some fellow YouTubers you might know and love. So who is going and who will you have an opportunity to meet should you win? You'll get to fish with me, starting from the bottom and working my way up as far as sub counts. So me, Adam, June, aka More Than Fishing, Taku, Outdoor Chef Life, and Matt's, aka Fisherman's Life. So if you've ever wanted to meet Matt's, if you've ever wanted to meet June, Taku, Adam, probably don't want to meet me because you see enough of me. That's your opportunity to get a chance to fish with all of us for one day out there in the water. And once again, Miguel of Native Anglers is going to be hosting us on his boat. We'll be using his GPS coordinates to get to his grounds. And man, dude, you can catch some like fish of a lifetime out there. Ask Patrick. He caught like a 16-pound lingcod. It was awesome.
Yeah, there's some giants out there. I mean, if you're looking for a big lingcod or like some gigantic vermilion rockfish or any kind of rockfish, I mean that's like it's the Disneyland of lingcod and rockfish for sure. Not just in terms of fish, but the lines. There's so many of them there. It's just like Disneyland.
Yeah. So
but,
yeah, no, it's awesome. It is awesome. And yeah, so speaking of YouTubers, we use that opportunity to welcome our next guest, the second guest that we've ever had on the Shelter Show. If you guys have seen the promotion, okay, there really is no promotion. We post something like 2 hours before we go live. We're really terrible at promotion, but we do have somebody stopping by the Shelter Show to say what's up. We're going to do a little interview with them and see how they got started, and let you guys ask the questions that maybe you've been wanting to ask them. So yeah, any guesses in the comments before we bring this person on deck? Let's see. Can anybody guess who we might be bringing on as guest number technically 3? Because we had Hey Skipper last week, Brendan and Aaron, so they count as 2 really. So can anybody guess who we're gonna have on as the Shelter Show guest number 3? Let's see.
Someone said,
people saying Taku, Outdoor Chef Life, the Butterman, Taki, Takey, Outdoor Chef. How do all these people know?
You got some
I mean, not that you're right. Yeah. What if it was just June? How disappointed would you be? Ronald Gonzalez say, let's go subs, donate to good. Ronald was the first person to donate. Ronald, you're the man. Thank you so much leading the way. By the way, there is an opportunity to donate to the show. Sorry, Adam. Sorry, June. We normally try to pull the money for future content. We're not pocketing any money that's being donated, but I'm declaring if you guys do throw money our way via the chat donation, it will go straight to the fund. And Adam, hopefully you're cool with that.
Yeah.
June, you don't get a say because you're not here. Yeah.
I'm all in that. No worries at all. Ooh, someone said One Rod as a guest.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope. You know, I'm not gonna say that we can get One Rod on because I don't know, that guy went corporate, man. I really like him, but ever since he went Guggen Baits, like I miss him just running around his local ponds and stuff. But I would love to have him on. I'm not gonna say anything bad about him. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Can anybody guess who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? That's what I would like to know about that.
Let's see. Rich Fusion said Edward Hook to Cook. Another good one.
Geez. Look at that mic placement. Oh God. What's up, dude?
What's up?
What up, guys?
It's working?
Yeah. It's working great. Yeah. Your audio is like way clearer than ours.
Hey, you look like you just got a haircut.
I did.
Cut it yourself?
I cut it myself. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Look at that. It is.
I've been cutting. Yeah, you guys were right in the comments. Yeah, I was watching.
Yeah. No surprises here. But you know what? It's because you have a giant IG following, and I think you threw some love my way. So So hey, man. As soon as you logged on, one more person started watching. Look at the reach you have in social media.
I'm trying to get you to that 100 100 viewers.
We only got 12 more to go. Somebody else
you
just
did.
joined on. So
Sure.
you moved the needle by 2. That's amazing. You know it?
Now I put the swipe up feature on my story, on my Instagram story. So people should be
Dang.
coming in. All right.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
get up there. We'll get to
That's
that.
right. Yeah. Swipe left and swipe up on Ish with
Yeah.
Fish. You know what I'm saying? What's up, dude? Thanks for coming on the show. I really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
man. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, for anyone that doesn't know, well, you probably do know, but this is Taku Kondo, right? AKA Outdoor Chef Life, and he's joining us
That's
today
right. That's right.
to say what's up. And no, you know what? I know Taku outside of fishing out a little bit. When we do get together, it's always fishing related, but you know, it's interesting in that I think outside of Matt's, Taku is really the first person that I saw like really take an opportunity like this and walk away from a professional like opportunity and then turn it into his new like profession. Like, so it's pretty cool to
Yeah.
say that I've been there since the beginning, and could see the rise, because you are the kind of architect for something that, if done right, could be, you know, very achievable for anyone in the Bay Area. Well, you know, most
Yeah.
of my audience base, I feel like they're in the Bay Area, and so to see somebody take what they love to do and go full time on YouTube, you are, I think, one of the best case examples, because you had your career as a chef, and we'll talk about that, and then you took the leap. Not only you, but Jocelyn too, right?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
a
she did.
2-person decision. So we'll get to that.
Exactly.
But yeah. So yeah, man, thanks for
Yeah.
coming on the show. Your hair looks pretty fresh. Yeah, you said you cut
Yeah,
it
it's good.
yourself, right?
Yeah. I've been cutting my own hair since I was in middle school, like since I was like 12.
Dang. Dude,
Yeah.
Was
Adam,
that
think of how much
chef knife?
money.
What's that?
Did you use the chef's knife?
Is that how you test the sharpness of a chef knife?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. Let me see if it cuts my hair. All right. All right. All right. This one's good.
Yeah, no, you know what's funny? Like, okay, because of shelter in place, like people cutting their hair on their own is definitely like a thing. About 2 weeks ago, my wife, like, I don't know if you can tell, but she buzzed my hair just as like with a number 2 fade on the side and a
Yeah.
number 3 on top. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie, I was pretty nervous, but when I looked in the mirror, it looked pretty freaking horrible, man. I was right to be nervous. Like there was like this big patch of hair like sticking out over here. My sideburns were all corrupt, and I was like, "Were you blind? Like, what's going on? Were you even looking?" And she's like, "Look, you have more hair growing over here than you do over here." I was like,
It's her
"Wow,
fault.
man, yeah, that's pretty shady." But hey, self-sufficient, that's pretty cool. I think that's definitely you know, not surprising that you're able to do that. You seem like you're a pretty self-made, self-sufficient kind of person. So yeah, so you know, I'm interested to know, like, you know, I only know of you as a sushi chef, but you
Mhm.
weren't always a sushi chef, and you weren't always like you're not a native Bay Area guy, right? So
No.
yeah, so I know a lot of people are interested about the sushi stuff. I'm always interested about the person behind the channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so take me back to
All right.
how you got started. I think you said you were born in Japan, right?
Yep. Born in
Yeah,
Japan,
yeah,
Osaka, Japan.
that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
Take us back to your roots and how you ended up in LA and then how you ended up in the Bay Area.
Yeah. So I was born in Japan, lived there till I was 9 years old. So I went to school there. I probably went to second grade, up to second grade. Then after that, I moved to Southern California, actually, Valley. So that's Ventura County,
Okay.
just north of LA. And yeah, so I lived there with so I had family there. That's why we decided to move there. My great aunt on my mom's side, so she had family. Her and her family were based in Simi Valley, so that's where I kind of grew up from 9 years old till I was 21, and then
Yeah.
after 21, I moved up here for school. Went to SF State, and then
Oh, nice.
yeah, went to SF State, graduated there, and then started doing sushi.
So yeah, so Simi Valley, you know, the international hub for sushi, right? Probably not the best place to get started in sushi. Okay, so you made your way to San Francisco. Am I wrong in saying that you met Jocelyn at San Francisco State? Did you guys meet in college?
We met in college, SF State.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's where the connection to you and Jocelyn started. So at what point did you decide? It doesn't sound like you weren't a culinary student, were you?
No,
Okay,
kinesiology.
kinesiology. Oh wow.
Yeah,
So you were gonna
I
be
have my
like a,
bachelor's in kinesiology. I was gonna do physical therapy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was gonna say, like, I have a friend that got into PT. He went
Yeah.
to San Francisco State
Mhm.
for kinesiology, and so at one point, and before I keep going, I just saw my wife swing by, and she said, "Watch it." She did a great job. My hair's gonna grow back. Don't worry about it, babe. You get a chance
Hair
to
looks great-ish. Your hair looks awesome, dude. Who cut your
I
hair?
better
Can
hope this shelter
I?
place ends soon, and you don't have to have her cut
yeah,
it again. Cause
yeah, dude, she's about to barge in here, and the Wi-Fi is about to get cut off. So if my signal freezes, you'll know I
Yeah.
just put my foot in my mouth finally. So yeah, so okay, so that's it. Okay, so that's huge. Not only did you make the decision to move up north,
Yeah.
but you had a career in mind. You had the
Yeah.
projection for it, and I guess I can't say I'm so surprised because you ended up going YouTube instead of being a full-time chef. But at what point did you decide, you know what? I think I'm gonna try the sushi game.
So I decided to start working at a sushi restaurant when I was in my last semester of uh, college. It was actually my last month. So I was finishing up like my senior projects or whatever, and I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna try to work in a sushi restaurant. So I went to apply at a bunch of sushi restaurants, like in the Sunset, like a bunch of local restaurants, right? And then none of those restaurants hit me back up. All right, and then but I had a
you
friend that
had
I, yeah,
you had zero experience going to these places, right? It was just
I
like
had,
cold calling, cold knocking.
yeah, pretty much. I had zero experience like in a professional kitchen, but I always cooked at home. So I had a lot of background in cooking, just home cooking, and so. But I had a friend or an old coworker, and his girlfriend at the time worked at a more of an upscale Japanese restaurant called
Hmm,
Roka Accor in
okay,
San Francisco.
I've heard of it.
She was the front of house manager. So she wasn't like in
Nice.
the kitchen or anything, but she was in charge of front of house. So I met her like 2 years prior to 2 years prior at like a company party because my friend and I used to work together at the Olympic Club in San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my
Wow.
college job. On the
Hmm.
weekends working at the Olympic Club golf course. And then I just I hit her up one day. I gave her a call. I was like, hey, remember like 2 years ago I was telling you like I kind of want to be a sushi chef. So can you get me an interview with the with the chefs at your restaurant? And she was like, okay, like I don't really know you, but my boyfriend says like, you're pretty good and blah blah blah. So I'll see what I can do. I
Did
was
you
like, all
have
right.
any? Did you have any like natural inclination to cook not just Japanese food, but just cook for yourself?
Uh,
And beyond the college diet, but I mean actually like anything close to what you're cooking today.
mm, I tried. I Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was like trying, to cook more better things and just experimenting, really
Yeah.
just I was
Yeah.
in college, so I was just like, all right, I just wanted to cook. I cooked pretty much every day in college, maybe
Yeah.
almost every meal. I couldn't afford to go out to eat, just like any other
Yeah.
college student. I was pretty poor, so yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, one thing I notice, people that I know that are PTs, chiropractors, they love the process. They're all good with their hands, and they're not
mhm.
all necessarily good cooks, but they understand process and blending things together
Yeah.
to make like a great product. So I guess I don't want to say PT to sushi chef is like transferable, but I'm not surprised that you're able to make that
But
transition.
that's true. You have to be good with your hands, and going in physical therapy. It's
Yeah,
actually like one of the requirements for occupational therapy and physical therapy. If you want to go into that, is like ceramics.
yeah.
Because
Oh,
you work with the clay and you kind of learn how to um, manipulate things with your hands.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
no. Yeah, so I guess I can't say I'm not surprised. So okay, so you got your foot in the door, and oftentimes, just like any successful venture, a lot of times it's as much skill as it is luck, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes even if you don't have the skill, it's
Yeah.
luck to get you in the door. So you
Yeah.
got in the door, you're learning your craft. You probably had to put your time in. At what point did you finally like at what point did you say, man, I think this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? Or at least, as a profession and walk away from PT?
So it was actually I worked in the kitchen, and then I actually quit once, and then
Oh,
I
wow.
worked in a physical therapy clinic. Actually had a lot of overlap. I was working in the restaurant and I was doing physical therapy because dude, in the restaurant, man, when you first begin, it's so hard. It's long hours. Pay is like almost nothing, and it's hard. You know, it's hard work, and
Yeah.
you're working the whole entire time. You're on your feet, you know, cutting stuff. You gotta do a bunch of, you know, when you're new, you gotta do the little stuff, right? The really boring stuff that nobody wants to do, and you really have to grind. And yeah, at and doing that, and I was like, man, maybe I shouldn't do this, you know, because I can't make much money on it. And I know it's like chefs in general, they don't make that much money. So I was like, all right, maybe I should, you know, use my degree and go into physical therapy and see how that is, you know.
Yeah.
So I decided, and then I got a job in a physical therapy clinic almost right away.
Wow.
And yeah, just as a physical therapy aide. And
Hmm.
yeah, so I
But
was
you're still
working
carrying
there.
that, yeah, you're
Mhm.
still carrying that PT career opportunity
Yeah,
as you were building your chef,
yeah,
your sushi chef skill set.
yeah. So I was going into work, physical therapy at around 7 a.m. in the morning, and I would get off around 2:30, and then go straight to the restaurant, and then work till like 11 p.m. At the restaurant. And then, you know, those double shifts were uh, pretty often. And I don't know, I think I worked like 28 days in a row. And
Dang.
then a lot of them being like double shifts, you know?
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, if you work in the restaurant industry, even like starting out, I mean, prepare just to kind of give your soul to the restaurant business, because I know owners that put in a minimum 70 hours a week just to keep things
Yeah.
afloat,
Yeah.
and the pay isn't great, but when you're starting out, especially, I would like to think at a opportunity like yours, the lack of pay offsets the
Hmm.
amazing skill sets that you can build.
Yeah.
So yeah. So okay, so at what point, though, it sounds like you were still balancing that PT opportunity
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the sushi chef opportunity. At what point did you decide, man, I got to make like a decision, go with one or the other?
Yeah. So a year into physical therapy, I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to quit physical therapy and go all in and go back to the restaurant. And I'm going to just, you know, take my career as a sushi chef. And, you know, if it doesn't work out, then I always have physical therapy as a backup. And yeah, so that's kind of the point after a year in physical therapy. And I actually really liked working at the physical therapy clinic. It's very chill, you know, it's very relaxed. People are
Yeah,
nice. You meet some cool people. And the therapists I worked for they were great. And yeah, I was like pretty good at what I did too. I have physical therapy, and then therapists were like, I mean, you would make a great therapist, but you know, do what you want, do what you love, and follow your passion. So that's what I did. So yeah.
that's awesome. Okay, so you found what you wanted to do,
Hmm.
and I know that you before the launch of YouTube, I think you probably gave this place a ton of business. You ended up being a chef at the last establishment that you worked at professionally, and that was
That was
Hata.
Hinata. Hinata.
Hinata, I'm sorry, Hinata.
Yeah.
So you're at Hinata, and I recall, I think it was during your employment there
Hmm.
that you decided to
Start my
start
YouTube.
filming, right? Yeah, because I think at
Yeah.
the time you
Yeah.
were just watching, the regular Bay Area guys, and
Hmm.
just like anyone else that started, you probably realized, what, I could probably do this. I could probably film myself, put my content on
Yeah.
YouTube. And I remember that's when I started hearing initially from, I give credit to Bay and Beyond Fishing,
Deco. Yeah.
and yeah, and June for telling me, hey, there's this guy that does like sushi chef a level catch and cooks on the coast. And not only is he like an expert, obviously, in the culinary world, but he really knows what he's doing as far as foraging and taking local ingredients and turning them into something
Yeah.
awesome. So
Yeah.
so so yeah. So you're at Hanada. You
Hmm.
started making your first few videos, and man, it was like literally like a meteoric rise from
Yeah.
when you first posted your videos
Yeah.
to I think the point you know surpassed like all of most of the local guys.
Hmm.
Tell me about what it was like to start posting and then realizing that, man, this is there's an audience out here and I could turn this into something.
Yeah. So I think you know what really helped me was in the beginning. So when I started, actually one of the first things that made me want to start two channel was I would watch a lot of coastal foraging with Craig Evans. He's in the
Okay,
UK,
cool.
and I was commenting on his videos like, hey, it's like I was like, hey, I do like a lot of coastal foraging in the Bay Area. It's like I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel, but I'm not sure. And he commented back, he's like, oh, I would like to see what's out there. You know what you can forage out there. You should start it. And at that moment, I was like, all right.
I could do this.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna start the channel. I don't know what's gonna happen, but let's do it. Let's make some videos, have fun with it. You know, who knows
Yeah.
what's gonna happen, right?
Yeah, and look what happened. So like
Yeah.
you know how I can tell when like somebody's gonna do really, really well. Um it's it's not only the sub count that grows, but it's the well, no, I guess it is the sub count that grows because I don't have your analytics. So I got to imagine that it's the well, I mean, from as a sub as a viewer, your videos are like super watchable. Like I could sit down and
Hmm.
watch it all the way through. There's really no like opportunity to like want to step away or put the phone down or turn the computer off.
Hmm.
I think that's how I got the inkling that, man, there's something happening here. And then going back to the sub count because that's the one analytic that the public can see.
Yeah.
It was just like yeah, I remember it, like I think I started like following you when you had a few hundred, and then Bay
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Beyond, or Zico mentioned like yeah, you should check this out, and June mentioned, and then before I knew it, you were at 1,000, and then 2,000, and I think when we first fished together, I think you were around like 3,000. I was maybe around 10,000. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Maybe
man, it's
something
just a
like that.
matter of time, yeah, before you hit this like threshold where I think you're gonna see it as like an opportunity to like explode. Because I think when you hit like 10, 15,000 and then 20,000. And depending how fast you get there, at least in my experience, or watching other channels, once you can hit those metrics and if you can get there really fast,
Hmm.
it tells YouTube that, hey, this guy is worth promoting. So yeah, so before we talk about like the decision to go live, the Outdoor Chef Life channel isn't a one-man show. There is somebody else behind the scenes. Is there any
Yeah.
chance we get to meet the lady behind the camera and in front of the camera sometimes?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Does she know that she's supposed to come on?
Yeah, I got distracted by the comments.
You know, isn't it fun to like follow the comments as they come along?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You
put
get
it
to
right.
interact with people full time. So yeah, I'm sure everyone knows, but this is Jocelyn, Taku's better half, right? and person, I don't want to say just behind the scenes, but the second part of Outdoor Chef Life. So welcome to the Shelter Show, the world's best fishing internet basement show. We have 108 people watching.
There you
So
go.
yeah,
There you go.
yay. We got over the 100 mark. So thanks everybody. I saw somebody say, I'm watching on my TV, my computer, and my phone just to get you over the 100 barrier. So it's a family effort. Yeah, thanks, man. But yeah, before we jump into how you both made that decision of going live, I'm stepping all over this interview. There is another person here. Adam, anything you want to ask?
I'm just listening. I mean, I like to hear this story too.
Yeah, you know, Adam is he's also one of those guys that you know started somewhere and then boom, he's at where he's at, and so
Yeah.
I'm sure he's extra interested in
Yeah.
you know what can happen to a channel if it blows up. Okay, so you've taken us from Japan to Southern California, San Francisco State, where you met Jocelyn, who, by the way, everybody, if you don't know this, they're both like awesome. I don't know what style of motorcycling would you call it? Like cross country? Not really cross country. Like it's almost like overlanding, but on motorcycles. But they're both M1
Yeah.
license, and they ride like crazy, or maybe
Well,
used to.
used to. Yeah, used to. I don't even
Yeah.
have my bike anymore. My bike got totaled when
Yeah.
I was at work and I had it parked on the street and somebody hit it and got totaled.
Oh,
So
that's
I came
terrible,
back to
man.
it after work and it was all messed up and I was like, what is going on? What happened to my bike? And yeah, it was just totaled.
Yeah. So anyone else in the comment an M1 holder? I have my M1. I used to have a Yamaha FZ6 and a Yamaha Vulcan, which was like an 800 kind of cruiser bike. But I loved your bikes. I think you guys had Triumphs. I'm
Triumphs,
trying to-
yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Triumph,
both
right?
had Triumph.
Yeah, your early videos used to go from
Yeah.
campground to fishing site on your motorcycle.
Yeah, like probably the first 6 months of doing my channel, most of my videos I made just using my motorcycle. I didn't have a car at the time. I just had the
Dang.
bike. So I would just go, I would take all my stuff, cooking stuff, and then go do the catch and cooks, take my bike to put my fishing pole like on the fork, along the fork, and just tie it up, bungee cord and stuff. And yeah, that's how I did my catch
Yeah, I
and cook with
remember
my bike.
even the first or this, I guess the second put them in the bag tournament when the three of us were all there. I
Yeah.
feel like you didn't even have a car then. You were like borrowing someone's car or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, he's
That's
still
right,
borrowing
that's
everyone's
right.
stuff, but
I was borrowing Jocelyn's mom's car because you had the
Oh,
car. Yeah.
yeah. They went on vacation and they needed me to take care of the car.
see, for anyone watching like your channel now that sees the high production, assumes that you've been a YouTuber the whole time and that everything's been like easy and laid out for you and you're rich and everything. No, I mean, like we all start somewhere, and it does
Mhm.
take, like there's a lot of help behind the scenes to get
Yeah.
people going. So yeah, so okay, so you are working at Hinata. You see your channel growing. Everyone's seeing your channel growing. Jocelyn had a career in parallel to you fishing and trying to make this maybe YouTube jump or considering it. Man, it takes a lot of balls to make a decision like this. But at what point did you guys realize, damn, not only can this be a profession for one person, but it could be a life-changing decision that could support two?
At what point? Well, I was at 160,000 subscribers when I quit. When we both quit, and but right before then, I think actually the whole time, like right when I started my channel, I only had 1,000 subscribers. I told my boss at the restaurant, I was like, "Hey, boss, 200,000 subscribers. I'm out of here." And then
So-
then he was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever."
Oh, really? Was he like
Yeah,
was he
pretty-
like was he like,
Yeah.
nah, it's not gonna happen. This is just like an
Exactly.
Internet dream.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at me now.
Yeah. I
Look at me
told you,
now.
I warned you.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. So like, as somebody that's had a channel longer than you, but has, remarkably less success. In the back of my mind, I kind of realized it's not going to happen for me, but I would like to know in the Bay Area, at what point did you calculate, like by sub count, just sub count? So this isn't including like how many ads you place. This isn't including like consumption time, how often you're promoted by the algorithm, blah, blah, blah. Just as far as pure sub count, at what point did you think that you could go and do it just on your own? Not with like Jocelyn, but like if you were to do it just on your own.
Oh, just on my own?
Just by sub count, at what point did you say, I think I could do this and make it in the Bay Area with the amount of subscribers and content that I'm putting out?
Think about 100,000.
100,000? Okay, so
Yeah.
that's when it became doable for you. So at what point did you say, oh, then obviously like if Jocelyn was going to jump on board, it had to be twice that, right? So 200,000.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much,
that
yeah. I
makes
think
sense.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of felt like, you know what? Like we want to make more content, and we want to make better content. We want to do travel content, and we wanted to go, to Hawaii, to Japan, and all that. So if she was working still, then she wouldn't be able to take that much time off. So I was like, hey, like, why don't we both just quit, and then let's go do this. Let's go make content overseas. And yeah, it just worked out.
Dang,
Yeah.
man. So okay, so Jocelyn, so Taki, you could stop talking. Jocelyn, you don't have to tell us what you did beforehand, but was it a job that was like stepping stones in a career, or was it something that you were looking forward to transitioning out of anyway?
So the job I left to do full-time YouTube, I actually really loved. But I will say the one right before that I absolutely hated. And that was actually the first year of the YouTube channel. And that's why
Okay.
like there would be times where I was like, oh, Jocelyn, or well, he would be like, Jocelyn couldn't make it today because she's at work.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. No, I remember that. For anyone that like knows Taku kind of recently from his recent success, was a regular guy with another job, making YouTube videos on the side and trying to have that balance of, hey, is my girlfriend going to be able to make it out with me? So yeah, see, yeah, I feel like I resonate with you in that currently I have a job that I really like, and to not see the path maybe as clearly as Taku did, that I gotta imagine that was like nerve-wracking for you to say, okay, I think I'm gonna do this with my significant other and go for this ride. So it worked out. It seems to be working out. I mean, you guys are at nearly 300,000 subscribers, right?
Yeah, getting there.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Okay, so I don't want to derail the conversation too much, but we have somebody who's possibly joining the Zoom call kind of out of the blue, and it might have been the only chance to get this person. Are you guys cool with taking a Taku break just to say hi to somebody? Is that cool?
Go for it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, not that you have a choice. It's my basement show.
Are you asking me or the audience?
Really asking nobody. I'm just trying to be professional.
No.
I'm sitting in a bathroom in a
No, this is
basement
my
right now.
day.
He's gonna do it no matter what.
All right, go for it. Go for it. Let's
Hey,
do it.
we're gonna make this happen. All right.
All right,
Hey,
PK.
hey, PK, can you turn your camera on? Was this your first time using a
on?
computer?
Okay. How
Hey,
do I
just-
turn it on?
There's like a thingy that you should
on the bottom
be able to like. There should be a camera option. Let me see.
Okay,
if I,
hold on,
Let
let
see
me
if I have it
check.
turned on. Okay. Oh, make
Nice.
co-host. Okay, here we go. Make co-host. Here we go. Taku, I know you know PK, right? Adam, you know PK?
Yeah, I know PK.
I feel like everyone,
Yeah.
I feel like anyone surf fishing has to have run into his videos because he's kind of he is the perch king. That's why his
Perch
channel
king.
is called PK. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Apparently,
but-
I do not know how to use this.
Hey PK, if you hover over your screen, you can see us talking probably. If you hover over your screen, you should be able to see
Right.
like a turn camera on. So yeah, so Taku, not to steal your shine, Jocelyn, not to steal your shine, but PK we've been trying to work PK in, and like he actually emailed me back, which I was surprised. He's like, hey, can I go on now? I'm like, oh shit, I better do that now. Okay, hey PK, while we wait for you to figure out technology, we'll continue with talking. So yeah, okay, so hey, maybe this is a good segue. So I saw Taku's videos. I was like, man, I gotta meet
Okay,
this guy.
there we go.
Oh, there he
Hey,
is.
what's up? Hey, nice sweater, man. Hey, welcome to
guys.
the Shelter Show. How's it going?
What's up?
Thank
What's
you.
up, man? What's
What's
up,
up?
man? Hey, are you in Fresno right now or Stockton, right?
Unfortunately, Stockton.
Yeah. Oh. No one likes that area of California. Man.
No. I didn't come here by choice. It was just, it's a long story.
Okay. Well, you're here. Thanks for joining the show. I reached out to you offline because we wanted to one, say hi, and we actually, people maybe don't know this is one of my first videos, but we actually fished together like 3 or 4 years ago now, and it's been a while since we've been able to connect. But
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm kind of juggling two remarkable guests right here. So Taku, Jocelyn, and PK, thanks for hanging out. PK, hopefully you're aware of Outdoor Chef Life and that team. They make some amazing content. So
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
what's up?
Yeah,
What's up?
yeah. And likewise, I feel like anyone getting into surf fishing in California in the last like 5 years, they have to go through your content because YouTube will just like inundate you with PK videos. And so that's probably why you have the success you do. Because I make perch videos too, and I can't get past like the 5,000 mark. And then I see a recommendation for a PK video, it's like 100,000. I'm like, what the hell? What am I doing wrong?
Well,
So, yeah.
unfortunately, I don't do enough of surf fishing down here. I live about an hour and a half from the beach. So, and to be honest, I'm kind of turned off by the traffic here. It's freaking nuts. I don't know how you guys live like this.
See, okay, so that's a compliment to everyone from California on this call. Like we put in a lot of time and effort just to get to the beach to make content. Yeah, it's crazy. So I know I know you go between Oregon and California, but you're in California more often.
Yeah, I'm here more often. My mom still lives in Oregon, so I go visit her pretty often.
Okay. Okay, cool. So you still make a trip out. So yeah, so I see you've been at Clear Lake and you've been hanging out at freshwater opportunities, not so much perch fishing. But hey, if you ever get a chance to go to the coast, you know who to hit up. There's a lot of
Yeah,
awesome spots.
For
Yeah.
sure.
definitely.
Yeah. So just wanted to ask you, I know you're just swinging by. I'm assuming you're going fishing tomorrow because you said you have an early start tomorrow. Just wanted to ask, I'm always curious about how the current situation is affecting your channel, and Taku will get to that. But I wanted to know, PK, have things slowed down a lot for you, and have you been fishing a lot or less because of the current situation, global pandemic?
Yeah, it's definitely has a pretty negative effect on my channel. I don't fish as much. When I went to Oregon, I think it was last month to visit my mom. I was hoping to go out, but they shut the beaches down too. When I was there, you were still allowed to fish, but they shut down the boat ramps and the beach parking spots. So if you wanted to go, you had to walk.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't want to get a ticket because I have an out-of-state license from California.
Oh
So
yeah.
I decided not to go. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely has a very negative effect on my channel. The views are down.
Yeah.
Of course, the earnings are down too. So hopefully this all blows over and ends soon so we can get back to normal.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, for somebody that does it as a hobby, for me, I'm not as impacted, obviously. But actually, Taku, Jocelyn, maybe this is a good segue.
Yeah.
With the current situation, I saw, on your video content, and again, your channel supports the income of two people living in
Yeah.
San Francisco, right? Which is like
Mhm.
one of the world's most expensive places to live. You don't have to be super honest, but you can paint in general brushstrokes. What's it been like in the last month or two with the current situation and your YouTube channel existing in a COVID world?
Yeah, we're definitely being affected by it. Just from a financial standpoint, my ad revenue is down 40%. Even though my
Wow.
view count is up 10%. So that tells you how much like
Wow.
the AdSense isn't paying out as much, and I think
Okay.
that's due to the companies. So if you don't know the way we make money by Google AdSense, and companies pay money to place their ads in the videos.
Right.
And I'm guessing that the companies are being affected too. So they're not willing to pay as much money
Yeah.
for the ads. And overall, so we make less. And then, yeah, so
Yeah.
40% less. So
I,
that's a
I,
lot.
Yeah, no, for 100%. I was reading about that, and that
Yeah.
because the economy is starting to tighten its belt, obviously, people are not willing to spend as freely on ad space
Mhm.
as they were, and so it
Yeah.
just has this massive domino effect where creators that are dependent on the income they generate from the ad revenue, it goes down. It's interesting. Like, I'm on the flip side in that watch time is down for me because I haven't been able to produce content.
Mhm.
However, a lot of my views, if not a majority of my views, come from my tackle reviews. And so my tackle review videos are doing better. My
Yeah.
Amazon is doing better. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are having some retail therapy
Oh,
and
yeah.
just buying stuff while they wait. So I
I
know
was part of it. I was part of that.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, Ish with Fish
Right
on
here, right
Amazon.
here, right here.
Oh
Listen,
yeah.
through Ish's link.
Thank you. Hey, PK, if you want to buy a Travala, you know who to patronize. Smash those affiliate links, everybody. But no, for real. So I know you have a pretty cool website, Taku, and you do have merch. And so
Yeah.
So for anyone watching, I know you guys could watch and replay over and over. But if you guys want to help out Taku, Jocelyn, I'm not trying to patronize you guys, but that is definitely a source of help right now, right? To be able to keep things going while we're in this kind of weird space.
Yeah.
So PK, nice sweater, man. Appreciate the love.
Thank
I know you're Oregon based, but I always see you in a Niner hat or Niner beanie or Niner sweater. So I think that's the number 2 reason why I subscribe. Number 1, because you catch like some awesome fish. So thanks for checking in, thanks for checking in, PK. I know this is going to be a quick one. One day I'd love to have you on and have a formal interview, and it'd be great to have you on the channel as a proper guest.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we got to get you out here
and,
fishing with us.
Yeah.
I want to go fishing with you too. So
yeah,
I've been watching your channel for a long time too. So
yeah,
awesome.
definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And June's not here. I know you're pretty connected with June, so More Than Fishing. He couldn't make it today, but normally he's here. So next time you do swing by, we'll have to have June on, and we'll have a formal chat. So thanks again for swinging by, man. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for inviting.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Guys.
So Taku and Jocelyn, I have a story for you. Well, okay, gets off. One of my friends, they texted me the other day, and they texted me one of your video links.
Uh-huh.
I think it was the one. It was the one where you went with Chef Hero and did some foraging.
Yeah.
Anyway, she texted it to me and she said, like, oh, I just saw this and it reminded me of you, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I said, oh yeah, he's really cool. Like I met, him and Jocelyn. They're both really nice people, and like, they deserve. They're doing really well and all that stuff. And she was like, totally shocked that I like even remotely knew you at all. She's like, Adam, you are friends with a celebrity. You understand how big that is?
Dude, Taku knows this. That totally happened to me. My coworker. How did this happen? Okay, so yeah, we were at In-N-Out, and we just happened to be talking, and I was like, oh, what are you guys doing this weekend? She's like, oh, me and my boyfriend, we're gonna go foraging. We're gonna go look for clams. We're just gonna like bust our ass for 6 clams. This guy on YouTube makes it look so easy, and his girlfriend has really nice hair. I was like, oh, are you talking about outdoor chef life? And she's like, yeah, do you watch YouTube videos too? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I was like, yeah, tell me about this outdoor chef life. What do you think about him? And she's like, oh, I don't really like watch, but we wear his t-shirts, and of course, like she watches, she just doesn't want to admit it because she put it on her boyfriend. She's like, oh yeah, my boyfriend, he busts his ass digging clams and poke poling, and I just go out to be supportive. But yeah, he really makes some like tasty stuff, and I'm like. Okay, I think she knows about him. She's like, yeah, we tried to get seats at Hanada and it didn't work out. I'm like, okay, she's like total fan, just putting it down. and then that's when I pulled out by the way, I kind of know that guy. If anything, I'm the reason why he blew up. I invite him, and
it was thanks to me.
it was thanks to me. I had a video with like 3,000 views and totally just boom, just kickstarted his whole career. But no, it was an interesting, like totally just like Adam, like the fact that I knew you like blew her mind. And it is pretty trippy. I mean, it happens in occasion where like I run into people on the beach and the piers and the jetty like all the time. Like there's no way I can go out there without being recognized.
Yeah.
And literally 100% of the people are cool. I've never had like a crappy moment with somebody, but my channel sits here as far as like exposure. Your channel's like way up here. So since you've gotten to this point, you're at 300,000 subscribers. What's it like living a normal life, and how often like are you recognized as a result of the channel?
How often are we recognized? Here and there, we get recognized. Like if we go to, like you said, jetty or, a fishing spot, then it's pretty often that we get recognized. But we'll also get recognized like at the store, actually the farmer's market is, we've been getting recognized there pretty much every single time we go to the farmer's market. And just around here.
Yeah, definitely there's a concentration in the areas that kind of specialize in the ingredients, if you will, for the type of content you produce. You'll definitely recognize people there. Like I meet people all the time at tackle shops. Like I'll be talking on the phone, and maybe this happens to you guys, probably Adam more than anyone because his voice is so unique. But people will recognize me just because of my voice talking on the phone. Like they'll turn around and be like, hey, I know that voice, and then and they'll call me out. So they'll recognize me by voice, maybe before face. Because like oftentimes on the pure jetty, like I'm wrapped up because of sun exposure,
right?
And And like, unless I say something, people don't notice. But if I'm talking to my son or a friend, people definitely like turn their head and they're like,
Sounds like ish.
yeah, they put
Sounds
two and
like
two
that.
together.
I get that too. Sometimes they'll like if I'm fishing on the beach or like or even especially my kayak, they'll like kind of like pedal by and be like, oh hey, how's like the normal, how's it going? You catching anything? Blah blah blah. But like you can tell as they're like paddling by, they're like looking back, like is that him? And then finally they'll ask.
Is that the guy that got hit by a boat?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh hey, I watched
Yes.
that video where you got nailed by that boat, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, everyone's seen that. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Adam, one day you're gonna land like an 80-pound white sea bass on your kayak, and you're still gonna be the guy that got hit by a boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Forever living with me.
So Taki, Jocelyn, the whole Outdoor Chef Life team. So you got 300,000 subscribers. Personally, I see YouTube. There's no slowing YouTube down. The way people are consuming content has definitely changed. It's changed my life. And I'm gonna say changed my life, but it's changed in the way I consume content. Like I find myself watching YouTube more than I watch regular TV, and just as often as I watch Netflix, Hulu. And so there's this generation that is going to be watching things on demand, things on YouTube, like primarily. And that's, in my opinion, going to happen in the next 5 years, where network television is going to be, I don't want to say irrelevant for like, but it'll be like kind of specific to like news and live sports events.
Yeah.
But so I see the platform like growing bigger than ever. And I just wanted to know, like, is there like a plan for expanding the channel beyond where it is now?
Yeah, definitely. You want to talk some at all?
No,
Ooh, the inside scoop. Let's hear about it. I want to see the Outdoor Chef Life brick and mortar restaurants, the Outdoor Chef Life food trucks.
Restaurants.
Yeah, I gotta know about restaurants because people always say, yeah, yo, you should open a restaurant because you'll go get a bunch of customers and it'll be great. Yeah, it'll be great, but it's so much work. Running a restaurant is 24/7, and it's no rest. There's no more videos if I run if I run a restaurant. So once I'm done with YouTube, maybe, but it's a lot of work.
Let me ask you, like, okay, so from my point of view, where I sit, when I make YouTube videos, I still really enjoy it because for me, when I do go out, it's an escape from work, busy personal life. And I actually enjoy the process of going out and catching something, turning that footage into a story, right? And then posting it for people to watch and learn from. For you guys, it's like a completely different situation in that, because your livelihood is tied to the content you can create. Maybe at the beginning, was it like super stressful, depending on Mother Nature to do her part so you could take, that content and to turn it into something to generate the revenue that you needed to like kick this thing off?
Yeah, because in the beginning, right when we became full-time YouTube, we went to Hawaii, and that was my first time in Hawaii, first time fishing there. So I thought it was going to be easy to catch fish in Hawaii. It seemed like it would be, because I was like, oh, there's a lot of fish in Hawaii. But
dude, Hawaii is hard, man.
No.
Yeah.
I was so frustrated. In Maui, we were in Maui for like 3 weeks. Yeah, we were in Maui for 3 weeks, and I probably caught 3 or 4 fish.
and they're all tiny little nothing reef fish,
I caught
right?
small papio, all undersized.
Snacky video.
Well, and was that with help from locals too, or is that just on your own?
That was fishing. I just did on my own there, and then I went diving with the locals.
Yeah, for the lobsters.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, for anyone that's never been to Hawaii but likes to fish, you just assume that you can walk on the water because there's so much fish. It is so barren, and in fact, like, so I'm PADI certified. Like I've dove like around the world. Hawaii is like one of those like super desolate like places under the water. You go there and there's like pockets of structure like spread out by like miles and miles and miles, and there's nothing but like in some cases like bleach coral and sand in between those spaces. So you have like 200-foot visibility, you hear whales, you run into turtles everywhere, but you really don't have these concentrations of fish like you would imagine. Like the Big Island, I think, is a little easier to fish, but Maui in particular it's very difficult to
Yeah.
catch fish consistently there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer these couple questions here, or there's one at least that says, who edits your videos? So I edit all my videos. We have a second channel. It's called Tackling the World. Tackling the World, like Taku and Jocelyn, tackling the world. And yeah, so she edits those videos. Like we haven't posted much on that channel lately, but I for
And you
Outdoor
do have
Chef
an
Life,
Instagram.
I do everything. Yeah.
Okay. And you do have an Instagram account for Tackling the World, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know that, go ahead and check out that channel and that Instagram account and follow it there.
Yeah. And yeah. I
Yeah.
What was your question before? I feel like I didn't actually answer your question.
Yeah, I was just asking, like, at the very beginning when you guys
Mm.
decided to take this full
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? So like I know that the fishing part has to work out. So anyone that has a channel full time, you know, that's based on fishing when you first start out,
It's hard.
it's got to be scary. But
Yeah.
you do have this element of foraging where I feel
Yeah.
like you can pull that back out of your, you know, pull that card out of
Yeah.
your pocket at any
Yeah.
time and convert that into views.
Yeah.
And I got to assume that it's something you considered going into this full time, and that if the fish weren't working out,
Mhm.
hey, I can go and forage and supplement content that way.
Yeah, that's why I always tell people that's why I go foraging more, because it's easier. You know, it's way to find stuff. If I go foraging, I'm pretty much I'll find stuff almost 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty close. You know, 90%.
Yeah.
And yeah, what I'm targeting for too. If I go fishing, man, it's like maybe less than 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, yeah, like my perception of your channel is that you're like a chef first,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and then a fisherman second, in that, and that's kind of saves your content. Like if you built your content on that concept, and
Yeah, it
so
definitely, even right now, it's like saving my content
yeah,
because I'm not going out to fish. And I kind of want to touch base on that. In my last video, I titled it, you know, The Last Catch and Cook. And at least that's going to be the case for until this coronavirus kind of calms down.
yeah,
And I figure that even though we're allowed to fish right now in California, um, I figure that, you know, people that watch my channel, I have such an outreach, not just locally here, but all around the world. You know, people are watching my channel from Europe, Australia, even South Africa. And um, if they see me going out, like, oh, Taka's going out fishing, you know what? I'm gonna go do it too. And I
yeah,
feel like that influence, I have such an influence on a large amount of people.
yeah,
So at this, you know, I love getting messages like, oh, you encouraged me to, or you inspired me to go out and get my fishing license and go foraging and fishing and all that stuff. And I love hearing that. But at a time like this, when it's uncertain and we have this stay at home order, I feel like I would be kind of selfish if I could keep doing that while others are staying in. And
yeah,
I don't want to influence I don't want to influence them to do something that might have a negative consequence.
yeah.
So that's why I'm going to be putting off fishing videos for now. But
Man. So
yeah.
yeah, that's definitely like a moral decision, and I applaud you on that. I know in San Francisco things are a little tighter than most, I think, because I think they have a strict 5 mile non-essential or
Yeah.
essential like travel only. Which, as a content creator, both of you guys living in the city, if you guys decide to adhere to that and not take the risk, yeah, you're relegated to your patio and having a
Exactly.
indoor
Yeah.
chef life series, which by the way I love. So
Yeah.
applause for
Thank you.
taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's, I guess it'll be okay for now, but you know what? Um, the thing that I actually realized is, man, I love going out and fishing and,
Yeah.
you know, doing it out there way more than being on my balcony. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, it's kind of like when I do it on my balcony, it's more of a job. But when I go out there and do everything that I do, it's
Yeah.
more, and I feel more of that passion and more of the love for
Yeah.
the, you know, environment around me.
Yeah, and that's what's killer too, because I feel the same way. Like when I'm filming out there on the ocean or on the beach, like not that it's my work, but it never feels like work. Like I feel like
Yeah.
if YouTube didn't exist, I would be out there anyway.
Yeah,
Having the
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
having the channel definitely opens doors, and for me, like my goal was to have a hobby that was self-sustaining, and so fortunately
Mhm.
I've been able to get it to that point. And so
Yeah,
yeah, but from somebody, from two people that use the channel as their livelihood, I gotta imagine you're just like itching to get back out there and
yeah,
be in those open spaces, go camping, go on those like far destinations, and take us with you, right?
yeah. So, hey, can I ask you something real quick, Ish?
Yeah.
Um, so if you did, so say tomorrow your channel blew up 100,000 subscribers, 150,000 subscribers, what would you do? Would you go full time?
Yeah, I've often wondered about that. I have a number in mind as far as the revenue I would have to make on a monthly basis to
Mm-hmm.
not only replace my job, but then pad that, because unlike you two and I don't know, people that do this on their own, I do have a family. I'm
Yep.
the main income, and I do have two kids, and so there are these metrics I have to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And if my channel ever got to, I feel like I would have to be like, honestly, like within shooting range of like 200,000 subscribers
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
to do it, because I know what it would take to get there and to sustain it. I think
Mm-hmm.
I would be out of the house more. I would definitely give up a lot of personal freedoms to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I ever got that far, that's, I think, when I would have to make that decision.
And I want to say something to you too, Ish. It's, I think personally, and I think more people think this too, your channel is probably the most underrated one in the Bay Area
Oh,
because of
thank you.
how you, not only just the content that you're putting out, but you as a person and the way you talk and explain things. It's so thorough yet straightforward, straight to the point. You're not going around the
Oh,
subject.
geez.
You're
I would
like
agree with
on
that.
point,
I'll second that.
like out of any of the YouTubers that in the Bay Area, you are like the best uh talker. You
Yeah.
get the point across very, very well. So
Well,
much better than
when
me.
Ish's
And
videos come out, I'm watching. That's for sure.
yeah.
See, that's why I have you guys here, not June. So see, oh, and Elizabeth too. Look at that. Thanks, guys. No,
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Don't you guys think so? Like in the comments, like Ish is really yeah,
The
he's got a
editing,
soothing voice.
and
Yeah.
the whole just make of the video is, I don't know, I like it.
Oh,
And
thanks, guys.
Ever since my first collab with Ish, uh, Ish was my second collab ever. First was Zico. So first was Zico, Bay and Beyond Fishing, and right after that was Daniel, Philosophy D.
Yeah.
And then I did while I was on that trip with Daniel, I got an email from Ish,
Oh,
and then I was like,
really?
oh yeah, yeah. Right during the trip, I was like, oh, just Ish just hit me up. I was like, oh heck yeah, and then um
Thanks, man.
you were the third one, and then I remember you giving me like some advice on project your voice a little more because because the mic's not going to pick it up, and you want
Hmm.
to, yeah. And then uh,
Yeah.
I really always appreciate your advice, and
Thanks,
yeah, I
man.
think yeah,
Yeah,
you're a
I
guy to
think.
look up to, really.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate so much. I think if things were different, maybe if I had an opportunity to concentrate on having a channel, maybe starting from scratch, and if I didn't have like the personal responsibilities of having a family, and I could kind of go into things, it is a higher risk venture, going into it not
Hmm.
knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like at this point in my life, I don't have a landing pad. If I went and went for it and didn't succeed, I feel like it wouldn't just be me that would feel the repercussion, financially,
Yeah. Yeah.
frankly, of taking that shot. But you never know. Maybe things change and I decide to do it one day. But you know what? That does mean a lot to me. So outside of this, to hear that really means a lot, because as you know, as Adam knows, as anyone who tries to do this like on a regular basis, it's so time consuming. So at some point, if
Mhm.
you're not seeing the return that you expect,
Yeah.
at some point you realize you're doing it for fun and for the passion for the community. And I think that's where I'm finding myself. So that means a lot, man. That's awesome. That's really cool. So thanks for that. Yeah. So shoot, man. Yeah, now you left me
So
all kerfuffled.
yeah. So your channel's gonna blow up anytime, man.
Well,
pretty
you know
sure.
what? We do have 111 people watching right now, so that's a new record for the
go.
Shelter Show, and maybe we'll get
Yeah.
2,000 replays after this. But having you guys on, and I think the way the conversation's gone definitely helps. And a little sneak peek at what we could do in the future with PK, that'd be really cool. So you know what? With that said, I'm gonna ask Adam take a look at the comments and
Sure.
see. Everyone is typing, so for everyone asking, yes, we are seeing your questions as they come through. And I'll ask Adam to ask on behalf of the audience, the questions he thinks we got to know.
Yeah, I saw a funny comment earlier, and it was a while back, but I think it was from somebody, Eli. He said, "I've watched more of these shelter shows than I've watched my high school class."
Yeah.
I don't know if I promote skipping school, but that's
I'll be your teacher.
But there was another question here. I highlighted it. Let's see.
Here, while you find that question, I have a question. Taku, is there a Bay Area, Taku and Jocelyn, is there a Bay Area species that you guys haven't caught yet that you really want to catch and turn into like an awesome catch and cook?
Salmon.
Yes!
I've been dying for.
That's
Taku.
Jocelyn's favorite.
All right, look, guys. Okay, so just behind the scenes, like Adam, myself, a couple other YouTubers, Taku, we're all on DMs, right? This is how we stay in touch. This is how we get content ideas, and frankly, this is how we help each other out, right? Salmon is like the the species, and Taku is the guy that hasn't caught that species. Of all the YouTuber like in species disconnects, salmon and Taku on salmon is like the one thing that needs to happen.
Yeah.
And frankly, it has to happen on a kayak, because I think if you can catch it on a kayak, dude, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
You're so close.
I was close last year. Yeah, and I know nobody's seen that except for Adam, because that's who I was with during that day. And I was so close to catching that salmon, but no, it didn't happen. And I think I would have caught a salmon if I would have stayed in the Bay Area longer, because in September I went to Hawaii.
That's right.
I was like, this is my last time salmon fishing.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So that's why I had to kind of, I guess, I went out 6 times for salmon.
Wow.
6 times.
Yeah.
I never wanted someone else to catch a salmon, so any kind of fish, so badly. I wanted to see Taku catch one.
Yeah, man, Adam put me on. My God, it was my first time on a kayak fishing. Adam, all right, just follow me. And then it's a foggy day, right? We begin the fishing, and it's a very foggy day, and I'm like trying to get my pedals in and stuff. I look up, and nobody's there. I'm like, oh God, where's Adam? He's too fast, dude. And then
dude, Adam is fast on a kayak.
Yeah, and I'm just following him, and I'm just trying to like catch up with him the whole entire time, and my legs are dying, like my quads are just burning, and I was like, I want to give up so bad right now, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna hang with Adam, and then at the end of the day, Adam's like, ooh, that was pretty long. That was like one of my longest I've ever done. I was like, geez, Adam, thanks. My first time.
That was my longest. I've never gone. I think we went over 10 miles for sure.
Yeah.
That's the farthest.
Like, we did at least 10 miles. I was like, I'm like dead on the beach. Like,
I will tell you that when I saw you come back the next time on the kayak, that's when I like. You already had my respect before that, but you earned some more respect after that.
Yeah, okay, so I know you probably get offers all the time to go on somebody's boat and go trolling. You definitely have a much higher percentage of catching a keeper salmon from a boat. But I have to say, and I gotta imagine that there is this element of like a person doing everything themselves, like not being dependent on anything mechanical. Like fishing from shore, like number one. If you can catch something from a cliff, like Matt's has this gigantic career because of what he can do from the shore, right?
Yeah.
Secondary to that, if you can catch something from a kayak, personally, this is just my personal opinion, I like watching those types of videos versus somebody just picking off something from a boat.
Yeah,
because the boat at that point is doing the majority of the work. And I've like complained about salmon charters on the past on here, so I think everyone knows how I feel. But I do implore that you don't give up on the kayak, and you're so close. And we've talked about this personally, that I really think that if you change your rod, like you're cheaping out a little bit and trying to use that surf rod as your salmon rod. But
Yeah.
man, if you can get like a good
This-
medium light salmon rod, I think that's the difference
year.
between
This year,
yeah, because you're on them. I mean, like I was right next to you and you had one on too, and that surf
I had a
rod like
bite.
went off.
That was a quick one. I didn't like get to try to reel him in at all. But when I was with Adam, the salmon jumped in the air twice.
Yeah.
Do you have footage of that, or are
I
you
do,
saving
I
that?
do.
You're saving that for the salmon video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save
Yeah.
the salmon video. That's never gonna happen. No, it'll happen this year. Once we're able to get
it'll
out.
happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah. They extended the season, and so maybe that's a good thing because maybe it'll be kind of in line when there's some easements, assuming those easements come through.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Dang. Dude, well, I don't have to ask you, but there's so much you can do with the salmon. Like from the little I know, like I'm so excited to see what you guys can do. And Jocelyn, like it's probably my second favorite eating fish around here. Yeah.
What's your first favorite?
My first favorite? Wait, hold on. I reserved it for a second because I really like you guys are gonna laugh at me, but I really, really like sand dabs. If you like fry them right,
Sand dabs.
like
Yeah.
I love sole and sand dabs.
Yeah.
Like they're so good.
It's good. Yeah. It's
I
good.
can never target them. Salmon, amazing. I'll give it up to salmon. It's my favorite, I think, fish to catch like around here. Now
Dawson's
I've only
offended
caught
that
two,
you pick sand dabs over salmon.
yeah, I'm gonna get a little shit for that one, but you know what? Have you ever had like a really you probably had like a really good petroli sole. Like sand dabs kind of taste like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's the closest I've come to
Similar
petroli
flaky
sole.
meat. Yeah. Very clean white meat. Yeah.
I saw a comment here. I think I'll ask this to Taku because he's been the most successful with YouTube. But someone, let's see, who is it? Kathy Ha asked, "What advice would you give to someone trying to start their own YouTube channel?"
So I think early on, how I became successful were the opportunities to be able to do collabs with YouTubers that already had a channel established, like with I went fishing with Ish with Fish and Philosophy D, and then even Zico. When I went with Zico, I think he still had more subscribers than I did when I went with him. So early on, it was right from the start. I think it was really thanks to Zico, for him to tell you guys about me, and that kind of opportunity really helped me grow. Every time I did a collab, just you can see a little jump, little jump in the numbers, and I think that really helped, and also just making dope content.
I was gonna say I was waiting for you to say it. I wanted to see if you were gonna say it. But no, like we talked about this at length in I think it was the last maybe 2 episodes ago. But if you want to start a channel, don't go into it. I would say don't go into it assuming that you're gonna take off and it's gonna be something full time. You have to have like some dope shit, frankly. But basically, this is what has to happen in the background. People gotta watch your content all the way through. They gotta share it, and they got to watch it again. So I did an experiment actually on one of my videos where I just asked the people, hey, do me a favor, even if you don't like this video, watch it all the way through, hit replay, and then just comment or like the video. And it was like an okay video, but that video went from 0 to like 150,000 views in about like 3 weeks. And at the time I had maybe a few thousand subscribers. So it was like a light bulb moment where I realized that that's the game you have to play. And you can't trick YouTube, or you can't trick viewers every video. You can't ask for that ask and call to action every time. So how do you replicate that kind of request? Well, you make dope shit that people want to watch.
Can I tell you a little experiment I did myself recently?
Sure.
So I made a knife review video, right? And I don't know if you watched that, but at the end of the video, so I had 3 knives, and at the end of the video, I said, I'm going to give this knife away on this video, and then the 2 other knives, I'm going to give it away to the comments on any other Outdoor Chef Life video, just a random video. Just go comment Knife is Life on every video of Outdoor Chef Life if you like, just go for it. And that video, in the first 24 hours, it got 35,000 views, which is probably half of my average. So it didn't do that well in the first
Yeah.
24 hours. And then all of a sudden, a couple days later, the algorithm picked it up
Mhm.
because I think they were going from that video to another video of mine,
Yes.
and then now now the knife video has over 400,000 views,
Dang.
which is like, really good.
You know how I know how effective that was, because a couple of people commented on our first collab video, like
Oh, yeah?
the one I edited
Uh-huh.
with Knife is Life. And I
Yeah,
was like,
on a
no,
few too.
it's like, no, ding dong, go to his version of this video, not mine. I'm not gonna give you shit.
Yeah,
Don't got any knives around here.
But there's there's also a little bit of a backfire too. Even though now the giveaway is over, people won't stop commenting that, and also
spoke to him on
I
that
realized,
the boat hit me where you
Uh-huh.
you were in the video. So
Yeah.
I guess that probably they got to mine somehow through that one.
oh yeah,
I'd say like I get 1 or 2 a day every day.
yeah. But I right when I posted though, I kind of like regretted it because I was like, oh man, people are gonna go to other videos, but they're not gonna watch it. They're just gonna comment, and that's gonna hurt
Oh.
the watch time,
You're
and that
right,
might hurt
right.
my channel.
Right.
And-
Well,
but so far it's worked out.
well, live and learn. I mean, there's definitely a shelf
Yeah.
life for content once it's kind of seen its light, and then it
Mhm.
gets kind of bookmarked away. So I don't, but you know what? Those lessons are valuable because of course YouTube is not going to tell you like how to game the system, and
Yeah.
you kind of figure it out by trial and error. So, hey, that knife review video is just as good as probably my best real review video. So you figured out how to make it up to the big leagues.
The big leagues of reviews. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, people commenting left and right. We're seeing all the comments, but we're just trying to keep the flow of the conversation going. Somebody asked, Jocelyn, are you making videos on your planting? Do you have a green thumb, Jocelyn?
So we are planning to make a video, but right now all my plants are seedlings, so that's not going to be really that interesting. So it's going to be kind of we're going to start it now, but we probably won't be posting it for another 3 weeks, just so you could see the growth. Also because I've never actually grown anything before, so there's a good chance my plants might die.
Well, spring's here. The weather's going to change. I think, yeah, I would, if I could make a suggestion, yeah, like it's cool to know that you're planning something now, but I know that you're probably saving it for a video in the future where you're going to take those plants as ingredients and maybe do some time lapse to see like the process. So key us in, I think, in that kind of angle.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Bay Area Fishing Adventures asked Taku, and I'm kind of interested as well. What was your most difficult catch and forage, or catch and cook, or forage and cook?
What was the most difficult one in
Other-
terms of catching or cooking?
How about both?
Both.
Yeah.
What was my most difficult one?
Salmon?
When you did the little, like, not the swordfish, the little,
Okay,
little needle one.
So for cooking, for the cooking portion, it was in Hawaii when I did like a catch and sushi needlefish, and they were
Yeah.
tiny needlefish, and I filleted those, like they were literally like a finger thick, and I filleted those little fish, and then I made sushi out of them, and that
Nice.
was like my back was hurting like so much, and that was it wasn't hard to catch them, but
Yeah.
it was
Hard to process.
hard
them.
to process. To catch.
Yeah. Yeah. What's been the hardest? Okay, aside from salmon, what's been the
Aside
hardest
from
fish?
salmon
Yeah.
that I actually caught.
Yeah. What's been the hardest fish to target that you finally got, and you're like, yes?
I think it was actually when I was foraging for octopus, I want to say, and down in LA.
Yeah, that was a
And-
cool video. Is that the one where you ate it in Vegas?
Yeah, that one,
That was
because
dope.
I was trying to get that octopus for almost an hour, and it was
An
there.
hour, that's it.
No, well, yeah, but well, there were other octopuses,
Okay, octopi.
and then that got away. But I had that one, but then it'll escape, and then I find it, but I don't know. It was so slippery, and you have to
Yeah.
catch octopus by hand in California. So
Oh,
that was pretty hard. I don't.
But
Yeah.
then 2 weeks later, I randomly found one.
Oh yeah, and then 2 weeks later, she found one in the Bay Area. Like just
Nice.
yeah, and then we
Yeah.
just picked that up, and then that was the ceviche one that we did. Um,
Not to like knock you, Jocelyn, but why is it the people that don't try as hard catch like the most or the biggest thing of the day? It's like the person that's like, oh, this is the time to go. Oh, by the way, there's an octopus right under your foot, Taku. Let me just reach out
Yeah.
and grab it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like because I'm not a fisherman, I probably have a more unique way of like looking at things, where I feel like most
Yeah.
fishermen are like trained on the sea, and I'm just like, well, there's some massive tide pools, so we might as well try. And
Yeah,
then for foraging, I'm
true.
actually really good at that.
yeah,
I know you out clam Taku like
all the time.
about 140% of the time.
Yeah, yeah, right around there.
Excellent clammer.
Yeah, Clammy Gonzalez.
And apparently mushrooming, really good at that.
Oh yeah, mushrooms too. Yeah, she's good at finding things. She likes to find things. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's her little forte.
Hey, I see in the comments someone's asking for a recommendation of a vac sealer. It took me 2 years to find the vac sealer I liked. So do you have any recommendations on any brands? Do you guys even vac seal anything, or do you guys just eat it as soon as you catch it?
I only vac seal at the restaurant. But no, personally I don't. Yeah, I just eat all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your suggestion's probably better.
There's a model at Cabela's that's like $115. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but it's about $115. That one's awesome. Really like that one. Yeah,
I'd say as far as vacuum sealers, you pretty much get what you pay for, and the name brand is pretty standard.
Yeah. Do you guys like tilapia? I don't like tilapia personally.
I've had it once maybe, in Thailand, and it was the one like we caught some in the little fishing ponds, and
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah, it was all right. It was a freshwater fish,
Yeah, I think that's why I'm like kind of like, meh. You know what? Freshwater fish is really good. Oh,
How was it compared to like a crappie?
I think crappie's better.
Better.
Yeah.
crappie's super good,
Yeah.
dude. I think I'm. Yeah, Adam, you got to get yourself on some crappie. But I think I mentioned this in one of our groups. You gotta, if you ever have a chance to catch walleye is like super good.
No, I've heard.
It's like, yeah, it's a Midwest fish,
Yeah.
and I've had it prepared a couple different ways. But like just traditional like Minnesota or Wisconsin fish and chips, like walleye fish and chips.
Yeah.
It's like super good. Yeah. So
yeah,
if you ever get a shot,
I want to catch some walleye. Look like fun fish to catch too.
Yeah. So speaking of like destination fishing and trying new species,
Mm-hmm.
once this is all done and we're back kind of back in the groove of things.
Yeah.
Where are you guys like planning on going next?
All right. You want the exclusive scoop right now?
We want to know. 122 people watching. This is a record for Shelter Show. Oh, 121. Somebody just went to the bathroom. But where are we going? Exclusive. Shelter Show exclusive.
All right. So I have not told anybody this. The only person that knows is Jocelyn. And so just the other day, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I think it was 2 days ago. I'm sitting here, this is our office here, and just being frustrated that I can't go out and that we can't, travel and do stuff. I was like, all right, let me guess when it's gonna all this Corona stuff's gonna calm down. All right, let me start applying for a visa really quick. So I ended up, and then we kind of like, anyways, I ended up applying for a visa, a 1-year visa to New Zealand.
Whoa.
Dang.
Yeah.
So by you mean you'd want to live there for a year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Dang, dude. So I've always wanted to go to New Zealand.
Yeah, me too.
Even before Lord of the Rings, like
Mhm.
it was like a quiet little like you got to go here, and then
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings kind of blew it up. But that's awesome, man. Yeah. What's in New Zealand that you think you'll be able to use to sustain a channel for a year? Like I have nothing. I have no idea what you can catch.
Oh man, you can catch so many things there. You can catch like, well, they have tuna. Well, they have bluefin tuna too. They have all kinds of snappers. They have salmon even.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, you can catch them from the surf, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and all kinds of reef fish. Yeah, a lot, you know. And you can
Dang.
uni. When every time I post the uni video, somebody from New Zealand always, oh, we call that kina in New Zealand, and ours are 10 times bigger than yours. So
Dang.
you
Rubbing it
got to come
in.
in New Zealand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are. And then I'm like, shoot, man. And I've seen a video where this guy was like, he cracked open a New Zealand urchin, and it's a pretty big, pretty big one. And the inside was just insane, like insanely big. And I was like,
Dang.
whoa, dude. Yeah,
Wow.
and yeah, like Danny said, trout in New Zealand too. Yeah, fly fishing New Zealand looks freaking awesome.
Dude,
PT
I am I
fishing, yeah,
am
tuna, all
I'm
of that.
rooting for you guys. Yeah, man.
So
You guys ever watch Fly the Concords? I just love stuff from New Zealand. It's like one of my favorite comedy shows. Fly the Concords. If you guys like super dry, like but smart humor, love that show. And I love the. Have you guys just like walking around the house like talking in a New Zealand accent? Like, hello, Jocelyn.
no, not really. Not
Well,
yet. I haven't been there yet. So after I come back from there, I will be.
yeah, you're gonna come back like, hello everyone, this is Outdoor Chef Life.
Yeah,
We're gonna go.
exactly.
We're gonna take this surf perch that is like a nothing fish to me now, and this salmon that is tastes like garbage.
Tastes
throw-
like garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, this is nothing like the bluefin I caught right out of Christchurch or Wales or whatever other cities in New Zealand and Mordor and the Shire.
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
That's
so
awesome,
hopefully
dude.
that happens, man. I just applied for it, and then it was kind of out of the blue because I've been saying, like, we've been saying, like, oh,
Yeah.
we want to go to New Zealand for a year, and we've been saying it for so long. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm gonna just do it right now. I don't have anything better to do.
All right. Can Ish give you a word of advice before you go?
Yes, go ahead.
If you're gonna pull this off and you're gonna live in New Zealand for 1 year, don't get pregnant. Do not have a baby
Mhm.
between now and then, because once you have kids, those little shits are not gonna let you have this dream lifestyle.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't be like June. Don't be like Ish.
don't
And
be like,
don't be like More Than Fishing or Ish with Fish. It's with
yeah,
Ish with Kids, because you will not be able to have this adventure. So just put a hat on it and don't don't mess this up, guys. I'm
yeah,
rooting for you. New
yeah.
Zealand is gonna be like freaking awesome.
I mean, how about you, Adam? Like, Adam, you don't have kids. What's holding you back?
Holding me back from going to New Zealand. I'm
No, anywhere.
happy to go there.
Or
So,
you want to stay in the Bay Area and keep doing, you know?
yeah, I'd love to travel and do some stuff like film other places, and even within the US, like one place that I really want to go to is Florida, to just go like
Mhm.
bass fishing and do other stuff.
I want to catch an amberjack off a wreck, man.
Oh yeah.
You go. That's
That
like
looks,
I
that
feel
looks so
like I'm
fun.
not strong enough to, but I'd still love to do it anyways. But
Just come on, guys. Just
I gotta
just gotta do it.
back a little bit more. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I do want to travel and do a little bit more things. So, but I mean, currently I haven't been able to because of work and other stuff. So, but yeah, I'd love to soon. Probably not for a year. That's a little too much for me.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
but I'd
But
love to go.
would you
do-
move? Would you move out of the Bay Area and
Mm,
go somewhere? Are you permanent? Well,
I'm
permanent.
pretty stuck here in the Bay Area, I think.
Yeah.
Not like I'm stuck. I like to stay here,
Yeah.
and I'm married now, so
Uh-huh.
the wife's family is also here. My family is also here. I feel like everything is kind of here for me. So
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Elizabeth? He's stuck.
He's
Oh man, I'm about to see a shoe. We're all about to. 126 people are gonna see a shoe go.
Adam's
fun.
Adam's screen's gonna go black. Just boom. He's gone. He's
I
gone.
got 2 thumbs down. So I think one of them might be. Here we go.
I think I think those thumbs downs were from Olaf and Elizabeth, man. You think getting hit by a boat was bad?
I don't know how a
Yeah.
dog does a thumbs
Speaking
down.
of Olaf, you mean we don't have kids, but
You got a dog.
having
you
a
do.
dog actually kind of makes traveling hard. Also,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's why
Yeah.
we're not allowed to have pets here, but we've also, like, I want a dog so bad. and
Don't get one.
but you know, can't do it. Can't
Yeah.
can't do it yet. But
Yeah,
I live right next to a park and I see dogs. Oh, I go into the park just for walks sometimes, and I just feel like a loser, just only the person without a dog. And I'm just looking at all these dogs. I'm like, look at that one. Look at that one.
Yeah, just
You're
just show people your phone. Be like 300,000 subscribers, bitch. That's what I wanna do.
I used to go to dog parks without dogs, so that's pretty sad.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Yeah,
There was one
that's what I
where
do.
Elizabeth's the one that goes over there, and then they're like, "Oh, which one's yours?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just here to pet yours."
I'm just here to pet all of them. That's pretty much
don't
what I
mind
do,
me.
too. Yeah,
They're in good hands. That's so
that's
funny.
what. Yeah,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
what. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
No,
I do.
you know what? Like Jocelyn, talking. I'm serious. You have this like freedom you don't understand right now. So like,
Yeah.
there's level of freedoms in this
Oh, I
conference right now,
understand. Yeah.
right? So definitely, if you have an opportunity to go out and do it, sans dog, do it sans family. That will come. You guys are pretty young. You guys are younger than me, so you definitely have time to go and do it. And man, you guys will like love it. I'm like so excited for you guys. That's awesome.
I'm
New
excited.
Zealand.
See, I've been
Excited.
in so just me personally, like I've experienced change like all my life, you know, coming from Japan, going to
Yeah.
SoCal, and then coming up here. And I actually lived in London for a year too. Um, and I feel like now, like I've been here for 8 years in San Francisco,
Mhm.
and that's becoming a little too long for me because I I don't know, I kind of crave change all the time. And I kind of need that change in order for myself to grow, you know,
Oh
and
wow.
become, you know, learn more and keep moving on to different things. And yeah, so I feel like either way, even if it's not New Zealand,
You're
I'm
ready.
thinking that yeah, I won't be in the Bay Area for too long, especially because it's too
Whoa.
expensive here.
That's
Um,
true. That's
yeah,
true.
and we don't even live alone. So so if you're wondering why I've never actually filmed inside, is because we share a kitchen with somebody else, with other people. So we can't
That's
be in
that's
there.
that's San Francisco living. All of my coworkers that are in their 20s, they
Mhm.
all live like they pay like a ton of money for just one bedroom. Everything is communal, right? So
Yeah.
laundry, kitchen, bathrooms, and it's just
Yeah.
the way of life. So I'm sure at some point, no pressure taku, but you know, maybe things will slow down, settle down, and yeah, to do it'll be like it's tough to do in the Bay Area, especially San Francisco. So and I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Jocelyn, are you like getting ready to sign your visa up for New Zealand?
Yeah, I'll probably fill it out this week. I'm not really in a rush just because it's not until October and they
Yeah.
actually have a halt on the visa program right now due to the coronavirus.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah, New Zealand, I think they were when things started locking down, I think they were the most severe lockdown when things just started like
Mhm.
ramping up. But good. It'll be a safer place for you guys to land when
Yeah.
that time finally comes. So that's super exciting.
Gotta
Good for you
wait until
guys.
after salmon season though, so we
Yeah, that's the only thing I need to accomplish here.
Yeah.
Salmon.
No,
If I don't get it here, I'm just gonna go to Alaska, man. I'm just gonna go pick one up in Alaska. I
no,
know you
it's
can just. I've
it,
seen the
it,
videos. You can just pick them up there. You don't even
hey,
have to fish for them. You just pick them up. They're there.
if Nick can catch him on a kayak, you can catch one.
Yeah.
gotta get him here. I've never been to Alaska. Actually, that's another place I'd like to go someday.
Just
Yeah.
kidding, Nick.
I feel like the fish here taste better than Alaska.
Oh yeah. Really?
Oh, dang.
That's
I've
weird.
heard that from people.
I would assume they're fattier up there.
Yeah.
Colder
No,
waters.
people have told me that I mean they're all king salmon, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
You just lost all of your Alaska subs, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys want to bounce from his channel? Come to my channel. I love Alaska.
I'd
Dang,
still love
man.
to go there. I mean, dude, there's some crazy fish up there too.
Yeah.
Tell people like what we have here in the Bay Area is like we have like most of the same kinds of fish. There's salmon, halibut, rockfish, lingcod,
Dungeness crab. Yeah.
crab.
Everything's just bigger there.
But
It's
then you go to Alaska and it's like 100 times bigger.
Yeah.
Everything's like ginormous.
It's just
Yeah.
like,
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. I feel like everything's relative. Like you live up there and you start getting used to the quantities in which you can catch, and then it's kind of like,
that's
okay,
true.
like this is what this is what's there to catch. Yeah. The cool thing about the Bay Area is that there's so much like variety, and we're like in between Alaska and Mexico, and so we, as you know, people that can fish, like we have this jumping point to be able to go north or south, and,
Yeah.
and target like so much. So like, I
that's
don't think
true.
yeah, I think as a fishery, the West Coast is definitely like underserved and underrated. It's only recently from the tackle side that you start seeing tackle that specialized for West Coast techniques, and you know, frankly, I kind of like it that way. Like I like knowing that we're kind of like this little hub that isn't like on the map of like global fishing destinations,
Mhm.
because frankly, like you got June blowing up spots left and right, so less people out there, the better.
That was funny, man. Last week, Cake Skipper, that he was asking, what are you known for on your channel, June? Oh, I'm known for blowing up spots.
Yeah. Spot
Cracking
burning.
up, dude.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
at least he knows it.
Yeah, June, if you're watching, we love you, man. We're just kidding, but seriously, man, I don't know why June gets the rap for blowing up spots. I mean, in some form or another, everyone with the YouTube channel like is guilty some
Yeah.
level, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It comes with the territory for any like salty person watching that gets mad when they see videos from from their spots.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
once Google Maps put everything out there, it's over, right? So
Yeah.
just deal with it. It's
Yeah.
all relative. Yeah.
I think I did a video in like Half Moon Bay, and then this angry guy was like, "Oh, you blowing up my spot. If I see you out there, it's like whatever happens, happens."
No, really?
Yeah,
But it was
yeah.
the jetty, so it's not a secret spot.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
On the jetty.
On
you
the
got
jetty,
mad?
dude. Yeah.
On the
On the jetty. He was
on
like,
that
"Whatever
pile of
happens,
rocks that's held together with bird shit. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. That's a secret spot, man. Don't blow it up."
Hey, look at Mrs. June is here. What's up, sunshine? Yeah, if she's watching, that means June's putting a baby down. I know from experience. What's up, guys? No, that's you know what, like, yeah, I don't know. There's definitely like localism in the Bay Area, and this could be like a whole nother episode. We could talk about spot burning like
Oh,
until
yeah.
the fucking sun comes up. But just my position is, I don't know. I try to pay respect to like certain areas, and it's been a long time since I ever called out a place by name, unless
Mhm.
it's like Pacifica Pier,
Mhm.
some place that you don't. If you don't need a license to fish somewhere, like for like trying to get mad that you're fishing there, right?
Yeah.
But if it's a space that by now I think all of us understand there are spots where like, oh, I could probably like keep this a little more under wraps than most places. We definitely like navigate those waters, but there are some people in the community that do not like what's happening, and their lives are all messed up because well, their fishing lives, yeah, especially striper guys. They're the saltiest of them all. But
Yeah.
In my opinion, like, well, at least what I try to do in my videos, I try my best to like keep well, when you're fishing on the beach, always film towards the ocean, so that, like, stuff like that. But basically, it like I feel like if you watch my video and you know the spot, like you've been there already before.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, so as long as you keep out like the big landmarks and stuff like that, I mean, that's
Yeah.
just my take on it, at least.
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
I think too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the reality is, fish are a finite resource, but then the fishing spots are a finite resource.
June
Bay
said,
Area-
"Stop talking about me."
June, you love it when people talk about you, even if it's bad. Oh, looks like look who just I guess stopped the breastfeeding. It must be June. What's up, man? How's it going? Dude, like 4 kids. How do you do that? That's amazing. But no, yeah. If you're in the Bay Area, 7 million people in like 6 counties. So what do you expect? It's
Yeah.
gonna happen. It's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, you know what, dude? We're coming up on the 2-hour mark.
Look at this, still 115 watching though.
There's 116. Well, yeah, 115, 116. I think our peak was 122. So new levels.
No, I saw 126, something like that.
126.
Mhm.
Dang. See what happens when June. See what happens when June leaves the shelter show. Everything goes up. Just boom. Boom. We're talking about metrics, right?
Yeah.
No, okay. You know what's funny? Okay, so like June. Okay, so like these guests, we call them gets, right? It's like who can we get, right?
Yeah.
June on the plate, try to get PK, no showed. We tried to get Fishaholic, Rich from Fishaholic, ghosted us. We got Senko Skipper, that was me. I got him. We got Taku and PK on the same episode. Boom. So June, I don't know, man. Maybe it's a good thing you stay home. Stay home with the kids. The shelter show obviously is thriving. You're doing better on the other side of the screen. I'm
To
just
be
playing,
fair,
man.
to be fair, the first person that messaged me and asked me if I wanted to be on the shelter show was June.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. But
Yeah.
who's here talking to you now? And who's at home not talking to you? I'll just leave it like that. But you know what? You know what? Okay, we are coming on the 2-hour mark. I always promise myself that we're gonna keep it to an hour.
Yeah.
I told you guys, like as soon as you get on, like
Oh,
an
yeah.
hour goes like that. It's so fun to hang with the audience. So let's wrap up the last 5 minutes with some last minute AMAs. And as the questions come in, I'll ask Adam to answer or ask them as they come in. But I just wanted to say, Taku, Jocelyn, the whole Outdoor Chef Live team, thank you guys for coming on. It's not like, you know, this request came out of the blue. We've been fishing together for a while now.
Yeah.
But I really do wish the best for you guys, because I said in a past video, there's no reason why you can't be in the millions, 2 millions, 3 millions views marks, you know, where you have that significant audience where it could be truly life-changing, and then the world is your oyster, right? I see all these cooking channels and other outdoor lifestyle videos that are that big, if not bigger. And as the platform grows, as your audience base grows, I really think you guys have something special in your prime for something pretty cool. So I'm happy to know that I found you guys on the ground floor. I think everyone here feels that way. And even though you're not a Bay Area native and you might not be here for forever, we definitely like to know and call you our own, because this is where it started. So everyone remember
definitely.
that. Everyone remember that. Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Jocelyn,
Yeah.
Jocelyn, when
Jocelyn's
you got
native.
yeah, when you guys like move on from New Zealand to Australia and you're in Malaysia, just remind them from time to time, San Francisco.
So
415.
415.
So here's a question, Kathy Ha again. She asked, what kind of dog do you guys want to get?
Oh,
Mm.
go ahead.
I think I wanted Australian Shepherd was my number one.
Australian
Smart dogs.
Shepherd.
Yeah.
It's like the smartest dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want an athletic dog.
You don't want a foo-foo nothing dog like mine.
Want a dog that does backflips.
Dang. Is he gonna have a channel and an Instagram?
You know, hey, I can do a backflip. You guys know that? You guys didn't know that.
Wow. I did.
I can do a backflip.
Show us right
No,
now.
not in my room. Not in my room.
Do it.
Not in
Do
my
it on your
office.
couch. Do it on your bed. Is that a couch? Do it right now.
I'll put it in a video one day.
Okay.
One day.
Okay.
Oh, look, I got it.
Wow, June, not even $20.
I know, $19.99. Can't,
What
he's
is
like,
that?
not 20, man. Not
Not
that.
20. All right, college fund. I understand.
Someone asked if
College.
you remembered the lady who broke your spear.
If I remember the lady that broke my spear
Who broke your
Hawaii.
spear?
in Hawaii, I made
On
like a little
purpose?
homemade. No, I made like this little bamboo spear, and I was so excited to use it. And I was like, I'm gonna spear a fish with this. And then like the first like hour that I'm in the tide pool, like looking for a fish and stuff, this lady calls me over. She's like, hey, can I use your spear? And then she says she found an octopus, so she's just jamming my spear, my freaking bamboo
No.
spear in this like hole that's not a hole. It's just like pile of rocks, and she's just jamming in there and just breaks, and then she just keeps going. And she's like, when she gives it back to me, she's like, oh, did I break it? I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah,
Wow.
it's fine. It's fine.
That's why, like, when people ask me if I can, like, or if they can borrow gear from me, like, not you guys, of course you guys, because you're a professional fisherman now. But like when other people are like, hey, Ish, can I borrow your this and that? I'm like, no, it's like borrowing somebody's underwear. It's so personal. Like, why would you want to wear my underwear? It's like no way you could borrow my stuff.
But I always
One
borrow
bamboo
your stuff.
pole. Yeah, well, you borrow everyone's stuff. That's
I know.
you know how you borrow like people's cars and like
Yeah.
kayaks, and it's we'll call this
Keep the
outdoor
cost
borrow
down.
life.
You borrowed my bike and got me a ticket.
I borrowed her motorcycle one time. and I went across the. I didn't have cash to cross the bridge, and then so I was like, oh, I don't have money. I forgot to pay for it. They
I'm
were like,
poor.
you can
Can I
pay
borrow
for
your
it
bike?
all. I forgot to do that.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Somebody
I
was
got the
asking,
late fine too.
Yeah. but I paid
Dang.
for it. Don't worry.
Okay, so here's a question from Fishing with Mansera. He said, what type of fishing haven't you experienced that you want to experience this year?
What type of fishing?
Yeah.
I actually never fished for like yellowtail
Okay.
Oh, San
down
Diego,
in like Catalina or
Mexico?
something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know
I-
what? That's on my list. Like I tell Adam all the time, I'm like, dude, we should go out. We should go down there and get on some yellowtail and
We
maybe
do a group
tuna.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually, I don't think I have done a video on it, but it's one of my like most favorite types of fishing. I think because
Yeah.
okay, so when you're I mean, there's different ways to catch them, but the ways that I've caught them, you're free lining, right? So no weight, it's
Mm-hmm.
just like either live sardine or
Yeah.
or live squid or fresh dead squid, whatever, and you're literally just free lining, boom, 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 and then just like, I mean, you're holding your rod the whole time, right? All of a sudden, it's not like a rock fish or like a lingcod or whatever, that kind of bite. It's just like your line slowly going out, and then it's just like flying out, like faster than anything you've ever seen, like
Hey.
faster than a seal, faster than
Yeah.
Oh
whatever.
man.
And then yeah, it's just like those fish. I think are probably the hardest pound for pound fish that I've ever caught. Is
Oh,
yellowtail.
actually, we did catch yellowtail in Japan. They were on the small side, but Jocelyn saved the day on one of the trips because we didn't catch anything on the boat. And then last cast, Jocelyn, we were jigging and then she caught a yellowtail on the last drop.
Dang. Jocelyn for the win all the time. See?
Okay, well, if we go, then Jocelyn has to come too, and she's
Yeah.
like, we
Yeah.
gotta catch something.
Yeah, Tog, you can stay home. We're bringing Jocelyn.
Yeah, she'll tell you
She's the
what
one
to
catching the fish.
I'm good at spotting birds too.
I remember that. Yeah. Where? No, I remember. I think it was Daniel telling us that like you guys went out with Daniel, right? And
Mhm.
he was like, "Oh, look at all those birds!" And you guys are like, "Where?" You
Yeah.
guys like headed for him.
Yeah, that was for salmon too. That was a salmon fishing time.
Yeah, man. You'll get on one. I mean, the season's around the corner, and
Yeah.
even if the parking lots are, you know what, if the parking lots are restricted, you have a better chance because there's going to be no boat pressure. So yeah,
True.
before you take off for NZ, let's make sure we put a California salmon on the deck. So with that said, thank you guys for joining. I want to say thanks for Adam. Adam, any last words before we sign off and say goodnight to the fam here?
Same thing I say every week. Thank you everyone for watching, and yeah, it's just a fun little hangout session. It's cool to connect with all of you guys. So
Yeah.
and thanks Taku for coming on. It's been nice having you on here as well.
Yeah, of course,
And
man.
Jocelyn,
Anytime. You guys needed me to fill in for June, anytime. Or if you guys want to just take them out all together.
Yeah, you know what? You're not doing anything. You're just cooking at home.
Exactly.
Yeah, you guys are free. I know where to find you.
I know.
Well, you know what? You guys got the best sounding mic. You guys got a real mic.
I have a real mic.
Farting around with a fake mic. So yeah, if anything,
Die Hard doesn't have a background. Like he said, man, you said you were gonna get your background this time. You literally said that in the chat. You were like,
I said
have
I might get it. I might.
Yeah, he said I might. I said I might. Very confidently, but
Yeah.
I might.
We'll see. Maybe next week.
Maybe
Next time you come
Tune
on.
in next week.
Yeah,
See if
tune
Die
in
Hard
next
has
week.
figured out
Yeah.
The background situation.
Yeah, maybe we'll have one rod, one reel fishing, but the news of the day will be a background for
Yeah.
Die Hard fishing. So
Yeah.
hey, and I keep teasing this, but there might be some groundbreaking, earth-shattering news coming from one of us, not Taku. So stay tuned. A little teaser to tickle your taint for episode 6. We'll see what happens.
Whoa.
So it's something real might be happening for one of us. We'll see. And
Yeah.
no, June's not having a 5th. I think they're done.
Not that we know of, at least.
Oh man.
See, June, what happens when you don't come on the shelter show? Just punching bag, man. No, we love you, June. Can't wait for you guys to come back.
Can't guard himself.
Yeah, he can't guard himself. No, he's up for grabs. So, thanks guys for watching. Everyone in the comments, we'll keep your questions for next time. We'll try to do this again at 8 o'clock next Friday because because frankly, we have nothing better to do but hang out in on this basement fishing show. So yeah. Oh, Hook to Cook had a pretty awesome catch. He hit me up and said, "Hey, check out this vid. I think you're gonna dig it."
Yeah.
Edward, good job, man. I dug it. Looked awesome. Go check out Hook to Cook. He's got an awesome striper video for
Yeah.
especially that part of the state. That was as yellowtail as it gets out there. So with that said, Jocelyn, Taku, Adam, have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye. Peace.